Good evening everyone and welcome back to another edition of UZEX News. Today we're going to present your attention comments on some popular segments of the UZEX exchange trade platform for the last period of the current year. So let's start with the local exchange market of cement for the first half of 2019, and the implementation volume of the cement exceeded 4 million tons via UZEX platform for the months of January and June of 2019. It is 8% lower than the previous year. Monthly average sales volume for the last period accounted 670,000 tons. The highest indicator of the performing and implementation of the cement has been observed in the months of May, as we can see on the diagram, when sales volume accounted 795,000 tons at the UZEX exchange trade platform. However, during the 3 months of this year, a monthly reduce of implementation volume has been observed, as we can see on the diagram. In the month of June, this indicator reduced to 682,000 tons, as we can see on the diagram. And altogether, it started in the month of January with a level of 602,000 tons. In the month of February, it went down, but not so significant, 571,000 tons per ton. In the month of March, it was upturned for several positions, 650. In the month of May, that was definitely the maximum one, as it was mentioned before, 795,000 tons for the cement due to the seasonal factor, and constructional season has started by that time. In the month of June, it went down due to the definitely active position of the factory producers and their systematical performing into the UZEX exchange trade platform, exactly the cement which made its positive price formation at the UZEX exchange trade platform. So let's go to the next diagram, and if we're going to consider the seller structure, it's worth to mention that the leader's position here is taken by Kızılkum Cement in 2019, but its share declined from 39 to 36 comparing with the last year, and for the moment it goes with 36%, as we can see on the diagram. The share of Al-Malik metal mining cement factory in the country has risen from 6 to 20%, as we can see on the diagram, and which takes the second position definitely at the UZEX platform. Ahangaran Cement takes its 19%, and here's a top leader at the same time. And it's worth to mention about Bekabat Cement, which goes with a 12%. Kuvasay Cement takes 10%, imported ones 1%, and others are going with 2% respectively at the UZEX exchange trade platform. Touching upon the cement brands, the following situation is here. PC400 D20 is in high demand and takes the leader's position in the market with more than 28% of the market share, which goes with a yellow color. PC400 D20, the top leader in this segment. The second position here is taken by PC, the second 32.5H, which goes with 23% at the UZEX exchange trade platform. The third position here is taken definitely by PC400 KD20, which goes with 15%. But it's worth to mention about SSPC and 400 D20 11% and PPS 400 5%. At the same time, PC400 KD20 goes with 8% respectively at the UZEX exchange trade platform. So more or less they're quite diverse, but still we have the best performance at this segment of the cement. So now let's go to the price dynamics for the local cement, and if we're going to consider the prices for the domestic cement at the same time of the local production, generally the balance of the demand and offer is being observed in this segment. And that's what we can see in these graphics, that the trend was multi-directional. At the same time, from the months of January to April, the prices for the cement have grown from a minimum 443.8 thousand sums to a maximum 532.1 thousand sums per ton, as we can see on the diagram, and the increase was almost accounted 20%. That's definitely quite positive news, but at the same time it's worth to mention that the seasonal factor made its influence to the price transformation. Definitely in the beginning of the year the seasonal factor was not so strong, and afterwards, starting from the months of March and up to the months of May and June, it's worth to mention that it had its great effect due to the seasonal factor. And at the same time, it's worth to mention that the active position of the factory producers and their systematical performing into the UZEX exchange trade platform, these kind of domestic cement, these influenced to the positive price trend formation, so that afterwards the price moved down and went back to its almost initial price position in the month of May, 491.5 thousand sums per ton, and definitely we can observe in the month of June 465.4 thousand sums per ton, as we can see on the diagram. The same dynamics is traced also in the imported cement. The only difference is that the growing dynamics has been persisted until the month of May, as we can see on the diagram. And from the month of January till the month of May, the prices for the imported cement increased from 576,000 sums per ton, as we can see on the diagram. Afterwards, we could observe in the month of February 616, and almost unexpected price run up in the month of March 676, and up to its maximum price position in the months of May 722.5 thousand cents per ton in UZEX exchange trade platform, as we can see on the diagram. And here they reached the maximum meaning, and therefore a decrease has been observed in the month of June, as you can see on the diagram. So by the trade results, the price accounted 675,000 cents per ton, as we can see on the diagram, in the month of June. Almost the same identical price situation and price movement we can observe due to the same reasons, due to the seasonal factor, and at the same time the offer volume increase at the UZEX exchange trade platform, which made the price move down a little bit in the month of June, as you can see on the diagram. So according to the regional sector, we can observe that the consumer structure for all cement brands in the regional section, and would like to point out the regions where the demand is relatively higher, and that's definitely the share of Tashkent and Tashkent region accounted 24%, as we can see on the diagram. Samarkand region took almost 17% of the market share according to its consumption. It's worth to mention about Surkhandar region, which goes with a 7%, to be exact 7.4 at the UZEX exchange trade platform according to the consumption level, and the share of other regions are in the range of 1 to 6%. So these were all commands for today. Thank you for watching us and being with us. Do join us next week at Yoshlar TV channel, and surely visit our website at www.uzex.uz. See you next week. Bye.